just about ready for football here at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. Today, a good matchup here in the AFC. It's the New York Jets and the Buffalo Bills. Mike Tirico and Greg Olson with you. The veteran Matt Prater has this one set to get started. Off we go from Cincinnati. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. So the Jets offense ready to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the veteran quarterback, plays college ball at Virginia Tech. It's Tyrod Taylor.
You know, it's funny how time flies, Mike, and we won't call him old. We'll just call him experienced. And here's a guy who's been doing this for a really long time at a high level, and he's going to hope that some of that experience works in his favor today. And when he plays well, this is proven to be a really hard team to beat.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27. The motion man here is Mitchell. Quick throw on the RPO is complete, and he's going to get this to the 37-yard line. A gain there of 10 yards. Good for a Jets first down.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Now Taylor. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete. And Mitchell, the intended target. And it'll lead to a 2nd down.
And you can see the quarterback, he's looking up at the Jumbotron after that throw, Mike. He knows he just got away with one, and he's thinking, all right, what do I got to do to make an adjustment that it's not so close the next time?
He'll step up and run, and he'll wind up with a short pickup as he slides to a stop. And that's going to bring up 3rd down.
Well, give him some credit. Initially, that looked like it was going to be a sack. He's able to escape the pressure and get away, picks up a little bit of yardage, but at least he avoids taking that shot.
Taylor looking to throw. He gets this complete to Mitchell. They hook up again, 2nd time on this drive, and this one's good for 18 yards and a first down.
New York.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
On the move left. He's going to keep it himself. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a first down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
Throwing, Taylor. And that time, the pressure too much. He'll go down. That is Joey Bosa in there to drop him that time. It's a loss of 7.
And after allowing a chunk play on that previous down, nice job there settling in. They make a big play of their own, and they get him down for a sack.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. To throw is Taylor. Oh, got him again the second time with a sack on this opening drive.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
Play 10 of this opening drive. And here's 3rd down. Here's Taylor. Headed left, buying time.
Tyrod Taylor on the scramble.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
Folks' kick is good. And the Jets are out to an early 3-0 lead.
A lot of times as an offensive player, you come off the field, you're not thrilled to end a drive like this with a field goal. But I think in this case, you can label it a success. You were able to operate your offense. You were able to quiet this crowd just a little bit and come away with an early lead.
On the return, it's Ty Johnson. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Bills offense are heading out, and they are led by the MVP of the National Football League, 29-year-old quarterback Josh Allen in the prime of his career.
And I'm not sure I enjoy watching any quarterback in the league more than I enjoy watching Josh Allen. I mean, he's a bit of a throwback in terms of his play style. I mean, he's just as likely to throw a 65-yard bomb for a touchdown as he is in 4th and short to run over the middle linebacker. I mean, he plays with such a hard, aggressive style. There's not a lot of guys built like him, Mike, and tell you what, he's a blast to watch.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 7. Throwing now, Allen. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. He was looking for Brandon Cooks with that pass. 3rd down coming up.
Even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
And that is incomplete. Contact, but no flags. It's going to be 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
So the drive stalls out, and here's the Aussie, Mitch Wishnowsky, to punt. And he'll be kicking right into the full effects of the wind. That one hit inside the 10, but it bounces forward into the end zone. Bring it back out to the 20-yard line. The Jets offense going to take over now for the 2nd time. They were able to turn that opening drive into points. 3-0 our score as they start again with a 1st down. That's complete. It's Tyler Johnson. And they'll mark him down up beyond the 30. They'll get 11 there, and that's a quick 1st down.
We talk so much about starting fast and then trying to sustain that throughout the course of the game. That's exactly what they're doing here. They've got the early lead, but they're not content to just sit on the ball. They're looking to extend it. Nice start here to this drive. Once they cross midfield, then it goes into go mode. You're trying to come away with points every single time you have the ball. It's a good way to start this game here in the 1st quarter.
These two in rhythm. 12 more yards and a 1st down.
One of the things that makes him one of the best receivers in the NFL, Mike, is his ability to create separation downfield. He makes it so easy for his quarterback to not only find him, but to constantly create a nice throwing window like he did right there.
And he'll force his way forward, maybe a yard. Second down coming up.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. That is caught aside by Taylor. And he's going to have a first down. He's forced out. Nice pickup of 9.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
Off play action, he'll set up to throw. Throw over the middle, looked in by Mitchell. And he's close to another first down. He's brought down just shy of the marker.
That's not the type of play that's going to end up on a lot of end-of-the-season highlight reels, Mike, but listen, sometimes those little check-down crossers produce some positive plays. Stay ahead of the chains.
On the run, here's Hall. Down the sideline, inside the 25. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, inside the 20. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. They're at the 17-yard line now for 1st and 10. Taylor. This throw left side, taken in by Johnson. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
On the option, here's Hall. And he's in! Breece Hall, touchdown, New York.
Now remember back, Mike, their first drive, they had to settle for 3. So they definitely didn't want to have to do that again. So really solid drive from start to end, and they're finally able to cap it off with a touchdown.
The veteran Nick Folk here for the extra point. His kick is good, and the Jets are out to a 10-0 lead. After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. Johnson now to return. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Bills offense are now ready to get going on their second possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Allen. And he does a nice job to avoid the initial wave. They're going to get him down behind the line.
And I like the idea of moving the pocket. It makes it harder for the defense to rush the passer, but you have to account for the end man on the line of scrimmage, and that guy's job is to set an edge. Nobody gets outside of me. In this case, the quarterback. You've got to be better protecting your edges anytime you put your quarterback on the move.
They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Now the first carry for the younger Cook brother. This is James Cook. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Clearly the plan on offense was to establish the run a little bit on this drive, Mike, but the defense is having none of it. First and second down stop, no gain. Now it brings up a 3rd and long. We'll see if they try something else.
On 3rd down, it's Josh Allen. This one down the field, but will wind up incomplete. Khalil Shakir, the intended target. And now it's 4th down.
But I think it would be a bit of an understatement, Mike, to say that this offense has come out today a bit flat. They haven't picked up a single first down through the first 2 drives, and barring a really aggressive decision here, they'll have to wait till their 3rd series to see if they can make it happen.
To return is Williams. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. So now the Jets offense ready to take over once more. They've got the 10-0 advantage here early. And we'll see if they can add to it. Beginning on this drive, 1st and 10. And he'll get forward for a couple. Matt Milano there to stop him.
Matt Milano on the tackle. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 33-yard line.
From the 33, here's 2nd and 8. Taylor, the tight end, is in motion. 1 quarter in the books. 10-0 is our score. Greg and I back here in Cincinnati after this. The Jets have it here to start quarter number 2. 2nd down, 8 yards to go as we are ready to get back underway. Back to throw is Taylor. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down.
And I think I want to see a little bit more of this style from this defense. The key, Mike, is at that catch point, you want to create as much contact and be physical. Separate the ball from the intended receiver, and it's a great example there.
Now a deep ball for Mitchell. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. And so far, 2 drives, 2 punts, no first downs. Not a winning formula. Picked off by Tony Adams. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys 1st and 10 in the red zone.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
Breece Hall making his way back out there as the Jets are on offense again. They'll start with the football already in the red zone. Big opportunity here on 1st and 10. A gain of 11, and it's 1st and goal.
Tackle made at the 5-yard line.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack. And and see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
Going in the wrong direction. Now 2nd and goal from the 12. They'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen to Hall. And he's into the end zone. Breece Hall. Touchdown, Jets. That's his 2nd touchdown so far here in the first half. So the turnover turns into a quick touchdown, and Greg, that's exactly how you want your offense to take care of business.
Anytime your defense can create those sudden change situations, Mike, absolutely, you have to take advantage of it. 1 second, you're sitting on the bench going over your next drive. All of a sudden, after that turnover, you've got to be able to get out on the field and go. Take advantage of the short field and results in a nice touchdown.
Folks, extra point is good. And the Jets move further out in front. It is now 17-0. After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. To return, here's Ray Davis. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Bills offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They trail this one 17-0 now. Really need to find some inspiration, some momentum on this drive as they'll begin here with 1st down. On the ground, it's Cook to start this drive. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
It's a loss of 2.
Well, as been the case this entire first half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
To the air on 2nd down. Here's Allen. And it'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and 3rd down. Coming up.
It seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
3rd and 2. Now Allen. And he'll be taken down, but good enough to keep this drive going. It's a 1st down.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins, and it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline, so as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
On 1st down, it's Allen. This one completes to Palmer. And he'll be out of bounds. A pickup, though, of 6.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd down. Now a designed run. It's Allen. 11 yards the gain. He does it himself and picks up a 1st down.
It's the combination of size and speed that really differentiates Josh Allen from the rest of the quarterbacks in the league. So it makes a lot of sense that they're going to get the ball in his hands as often as possible, and we just saw why there.
On 1st down, Allen. He connects with Palmer on that one. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball, modest gain.
Looking to get that wide receiver screen set up, but this one will not work. It's incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
On 3rd and a couple, here's Allen. Open man is Palmer. It's complete. That's his third catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
That's another Bills first down. First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
So here's a play, Mike, that is clearly designed to attack the middle third of the field. So think it's roughly the space between the numbers. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And once he understood where his leverage was and he gets his head around, great job by the quarterback on time, delivering a strike.
And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Once again, it's Cook. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up third down.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
And he'll just have to throw this one away. There was nowhere to go downfield. And now it's going to bring up a fourth down.
I can guarantee you that interception he threw on the previous drive, that's still in the back of his mind. You got to know when to take a chance, and you got to know when to just throw the ball away and live for the next down.
They're going on fourth down. Allen. This one incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on down. Breece Hall making his way back out there as the Jets are on offense again. They'll begin with first down from their own 11. The motion man is Johnson. We're going to start this drive on the ground. It's Hall. And a good one here. He'll be marked down up past the 25-yard line. About 15 yards to kick off the drive. It's a first down.
The offensive line doing a great job opening these run lanes. They have been there this entire first half, and I think if I'm this play caller, until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away, I think I'm just going to keep turning around and handing it to that guy.
Down the sideline, past the 40. A terrific run, finally brought down, but he's inside the 35-yard line. A big-time run there by Hall. An even 40 yards.
At this point, Mike, it's clear this defense just doesn't have a lot of answers right now for this run game. A combination of the job being done up front by the offensive line and the big playability of this running back.
He'll take this forward for about 5.
And these are body blows on any defense. This quarterback has the ability to make guys miss and do a lot of damage in the run game. And that's a nice pickup there.
From the 29, here's second and 5. A run here with Hall, and that'll go for a gain of about 4. It is Joey Bosa there on the tackle.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. Third and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
Looking to keep a promising drive alive. It is third and a yard. They'll try to run for it with Hall. And they'll take it down to the 22, but they've got it. That's enough for the first down.
And I think if they didn't get it there, even with the lead, I think that coach is telling them, hey, this is 4-down territory. But that's all for naught now, because after that good blocking up front, he picks up a fresh set of downs.
Thrown quickly, RPO, that's Taylor. He'll get it up 4 here as he is taken down.
brings up
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Forced to his right. Now he'll run. And he will score! Tyrod Taylor. Touchdown, New York. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. This defense continuing to give up points. Greg, you've been on offenses like this. This has to feel great when you're on a roll like this.
And it's really twofold, Mike. First and foremost, just like you said, every offense in the league works all week. We want to start out fast. We want to establish some early rhythm and play our style of game. They've certainly done that. Now, on the flip side, what does it do to your opponent? It takes them completely out of their game plan, knowing this early in the game, they're chasing points.
Folks, extra point is good. And the Jets are able to extend out to a 24-0 lead. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. The return, here comes Davis. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Bills offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now. To throw is Allen. Quick throw out wide. It's caught. He'll be brought down up past the 35-yard line. The Bills going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. Now a timeout, Buffalo. They're second. They stop it here with just under 40 seconds until halftime.
47-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Allen. That one just too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Joshua Palmer was the intended receiver. And that will lead to a 2nd down.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
And he'll get about 7. Still short of that first down, and they'll try to convert it on 3rd down.
That's a gain of 8.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
Allen on. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. And fortunately, one of his teammates there to save him. He'll wind up getting enough to pick up the first down.
These are the opportunities that just kill defensive coordinators. You got the ball loose. You did everything you want. But now you got to recover it. You need better pursuit to the ball, more bodies around the ball carrier. Because when that ball pops out, you've got to be on it. These opportunities don't come.
And he will get into the end zone. Brandon Cooks. Touchdown, Bills.
You hear coaches, you hear commentators, everybody talks about that middle four, Mike, the final 2 minutes of the second quarter and the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. Here they are now. They go down and they steal a late touchdown to end the half. Remember, they're going to get the ball first coming out of the break.
now the veteran Matt Prater for the extra point. He's got it, and the Bills trying to climb back into this one. It's now 24-7. So 2 seconds left to play, and the kick's away. He's going to elect not to bring this one out. Probably a wise decision, as this ball comes out to the 35.
At their own 35-yard line.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. Ooh! And he's going to be out of bounds. Triple zeros up there on the clock. We have reached the end of the first half.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick recap of the first half, which has been strongly one-sided. This is heading towards blowout territory unless they can come from behind and get themselves a victory. Let's find out what happens in the second half. Let's go back out to the commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you, my friend. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of this second half. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. Johnson now to return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Bills offense going to have the first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. In motion goes Cooks. They go play action now. Here's Allen. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Josh Palmer. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 30-yard line.
2nd and 7. From the shotgun, it's Allen. Off he goes.
It's a gain of 8. And
These are the plays that just drive the defensive coordinator crazy, Mike. You do everything right, but you don't account for the quarterback scrambling. He's able to get out of the pocket and gain enough for a first down.
Allen going to give it to Cook. And that one shuts down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's it.
On the tackle. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 39-yard line.
Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. From the gun, throw here for Allen. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. That's 2 catches on this drive. This one for 10 yards and a first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a first down.
That's another Bills first down.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They clearly have a mismatch in their favor, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6.
In motion, Shakir. Now Allen on first down. Catch is made there on the left side by Cooks. And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line.
That's another.
Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a first down.
This is like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will. And
making guys miss, and he's in. James Cook, touchdown Buffalo.
We were talking during the break, Mike. We felt that this was kind of a do-or-die drive. They felt like they needed to come away with the touchdown here, and now they're showing a little life.
Yeah, a little bit of belief, don't you think? Everyone on that field knows they've been a part of a comeback before. It's a pretty big mountain, but a good way to get started here to begin this half. Now Prater to tack on the extra point. It's up and through. And the Bills back within 10. It's now 24-14.
Bills 14.
So now Prater, after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. To return, it's Isaiah Davis. He will get cut down short, shy of the 20-yard line. The Jets offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. Their lead is 10. They go back to work trying to add to it. It begins with first down. The drive begins with a run, and it's Hall. And a nice run there. He'll get 8 to the 28-yard line.
And he's been on an absolute tear throughout this entire game, Mike. I mean, he's averaging over 10 yards per carry. And anytime you can run the ball with that explosiveness, it's just going to be hard to beat.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's second down and a yard. Another run here with Hall. And he'll have enough to move the chains. He'll take this forward for about 3 yards.
He's dropped down by 3.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. Second and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. They'll go again with Hall. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. Now, after the play, it looks like we have an injured Jet on the field. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. Two first downs have them up to the 44-yard line. It's first and 10. They'll run it out of the gun, and it's Hall. This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap, not this one. They stop him for no gain.
Looked like that might have been an RPO, a run-pass option. The quarterback has the ability to put the ball in the belly of the running back or pull it on the pass. Looked like we might have been better off pulling that one because he handed it off, and there was nowhere for that running back to go.
He's going to look for the home run ball. That one knocked away. It is incomplete. Very good job defensively. Stayed right with him, and will bring up third down.
Well, it's not going to make up for all the plays that they've been on the wrong side of up until this point. They finally are able to land a jab of their own, knock this ball away, and get a much-needed incomplete pass.
Taylor, the tight end, is in motion. On third down, they'll set up to throw. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
This is all about sensing the pressure. You can see him keeping his eyes downfield as long as he can. But ultimately he decides, I got to tuck this ball and become a runner. He's able to avoid the sack, pick up some positive yards.
On comes the punt team now for the Jets. Got the wind at his back as he's on to punt this one away. This is going to get out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
14-yard line.
The Bills offense ready to get back at it. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with first down. They'll start on the ground with Cook. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards.
He was brought down by Jermaine Johnson. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 18-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 6. That's Palmer, the man in motion. Allen now on 2nd down. Oh, trying to set up the screen, but that is going to fall incomplete.
Incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
To the air on 3rd down, here's Allen. And he's very close to a first down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short.
Gain of 5.
Well, they say football is a game of inches, and plays like this explain why. You pick up a little bit more, it's a fresh set of downs. Now on 4th and short, this coach has a decision.
The Bills bringing on the punt team. That's fielded at about the 18. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. Breece Hall making his way back out there as the Jets are on offense again. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and
Mason
10.
Taylor, the tight end, the intended receiver. And it'll be 2nd down. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. And this will be incomplete. Jeremy Ruckert was the intended target. Now it's going to be 3rd down.
I love that they continue to stay aggressive here, Mike, and that route right there, we used to call it a big 8. It's a deep post route, but the ball placement isn't exactly where it needs to be, and that's a missed opportunity.
Down the field, but it falls incomplete.
And that's what you call a wasted series. They come out here and they decide we're just going to air it out. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down. All 3 incompletions, and now it brings up 4th down. And barring some crazy decision here to keep your offense on the field, you're going to find yourself right back on the sideline.
Shakir to return. And it'll be a good return. He's able to get it up past the 40-yard line. So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. Allen going to keep it on the zone read. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line. An ideal beginning to this drive. 24 on the first play.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
And this is really an area, Mike, that he excels in. He makes the right decision to keep the ball himself, and then when he hits the hole, he doesn't stop until he picks up the 1st down.
1st and 10 now from the 36. A run up the middle with Cook. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd
He's
down.
tackled at the 32-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
They'll keep it on the ground with Cook. And he moves down to the 25. That's good enough for a first down.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen, and not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2, but it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor, and when you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground, man, it makes such a big difference for the offense. This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
2nd and 5. From the gun, here is Allen. This is caught toward the side of the end zone. Dalton Kincaid. Touchdown, Bills. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
Prater on to attempt the extra point. It's up and good. And the Bills cut the lead to 3, 24-21.
Bills 21.
So now Prater, after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. This will be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. The Jets offense headed back to take over once more. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. Now, Taylor, first down throw there is incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
A give. Here's Hall. And he'll pick his way forward. A gain of about 5. And that's going to set up 3rd down.
A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Taylor. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
So the hope is your 1/3 down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points. But after that 3rd down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
On now comes the punt team for the Jets, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there.
1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
On play action, Allen. That's to the left side where he's got Kincaid. They get 11 and quickly pick up a 1st down.
He took a shot on that throw, but you don't feel it quite as much when you pair it with a throw as good as that one. So kudos for him standing in that pocket, delivering a strike to pick up that 1st down.
So we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. fourth quarter begins with a run by Cook. And they get him to the ground, but he's all the way down to the 35-yard line. That's another quick first down, and that's a 25-yard gain.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick, and he hit it. The next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
They'll throw on first down with Allen. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete. Gabe Davis, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up second down.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike, and I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution. And
they're on him in a flash, and he lost the football. And that was very nearly a disaster at this juncture of the game. But fortunately, a teammate able to cradle it, and they keep possession.
And they should consider themselves lucky. You can't let a pass rusher through that quickly and not expect there to be consequences. Fortunately, they're at least able to fall on it and prevent this from being a complete disaster.
And this ball incomplete on third down.
It just seems like the offense gets in their own way, and whether it's a penalty or a drop or whatever the case may be, it's these self-inflicted wounds. They've got to stop if this unit ever wants to reach their full potential.
The Bills bringing on their punting unit. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the fourth quarter. And a pretty good result there. That's out of bounds right at the 10-yard line. The Jets offense getting set to get back to work. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start first and 10. On the give, it's Hall. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe if he gets a yard out of that one, it's second down.
1 yard gain brings up second and 9 at the 11-yard line.
They will run it over center with Hall. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's third down.
This crowd into it now as we get to third down. Throwing, Taylor. And he did all he could, but he's going to be forced out at the line of scrimmage, well short of a first down.
It's fourth down.
Punt team out, ready to send this one away as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. And it's a good solid return as he takes it back up near midfield. So Allen and the Bills getting set for their next possession. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. It's a gain of 10. That's enough for a quick first down.
The best offensive play callers in the NFL, Mike, do a great job tying in their under-center run game, like we just saw here, with their under-center play action game. And the ability to make those two things look alike, man, it puts a lot of stress on the defense.
This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
Brings up second and 9.
From the 41, here's second down and 9. They'll run straight ahead with Cook. There he goes, inside the 30. And they'll finally run him down, but not before he takes it inside the 15. That pickup good for 29 yards.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
There's a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work first and 10. Once again, it's Cook. This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap, not this one. They stop him for no gain.
No gain on the play.
So they're not going to get the yardage to reflect it, but I actually thought that was a pretty nice job by the running back, at least getting back to the original line of scrimmage. This offensive line, they've got to do a better job getting him through untouched. His yards before contact got to be better.
So now they'll throw it with Allen. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
Complete to Josh Palmer. It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Big play coming up. This is 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Allen. And on 3rd down, that ball's incomplete.
And on that 3rd down, they thought an easy way to pick it up and get some positive yards would go to their quick game, but it didn't seem like the receiver and the quarterback were on the same page, and now brings up 4th down.
So a big kick coming for the veteran Matt Prater. This to tie things up here in the 4th. And this one right down the middle. It's good. That evens the score here in the 4th quarter.
And this is where it pays to have a kicker you can trust, Mike. I mean, this is as big a spot as there is. 4th quarter, what does he do? He comes out and he delivers to tie up this game.
Penei Wanwu out of return. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And they will finally track him down, but not before he takes this to the other side of midfield. The Jets offense ready for this next possession. Have a short field ahead as they look to break our tie. It is 1st and 10. Back to throw is Taylor. They'll set up the screen to Hall. And he's out of bounds, down inside the 35. Give him 13 on that screen play. And a 1st down.
1st down, Jets.
You want to be a star in the NFL, Mike? These are the high-pressure moments that you can't shy away from. The greats, they embrace it. Tie ball game, 4th quarter. The game is on the line. Everyone in the stadium knows where that ball is going, and I can't blame them.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Reaching for it, the tight end couldn't bring it in. It's incomplete.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Taylor looking to throw. He's got it at about the 8. And he'll take this down to the 6. That's good enough for 1st down, 1st and goal.
You never know which play is going to be the one that sways the game in your favor, and that could be it right there. I mean, to set up 1st and goal with that last pass completion, Now they can really take their time. There is an element of working some of this clock down. You know you at least have a field goal try, if not a touchdown. The last piece of the puzzle is just don't give the ball back to your opponent with too much time to go down and answer your score. In order to be successful as a run-heavy offense, Mike, it's so important that you remain really efficient on first and second down. The last thing you want is to be in third and pass, and it really throws off what you feel like your strengths are. So now you get down here in the red zone, it's got to be touchdowns.
In trouble, and down he goes. Daquan Jones gets in there for the sack, and now it's third and goal.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
A massive play here. Late, tie game, third down. To throw is Taylor. And he's able to gain yardage out of this one before he slots. The Bills going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll discuss what's to come as fourth down is looming. So now the veteran, Nick Folk, with an important kick. This to grab a late lead. And this one right down the middle. It's good. They move out front and take the lead here in the fourth quarter.
And this has been such a tight game, but that's a big one right there. I mean, you need a kicker with confidence. Well, this guy, he fits the bill. He steps up and knocks it through to give his guys a lead here in the fourth quarter.
Davis now to return it. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. So now, Josh Allen and the Bills down 27-24. 2:25 remaining. They have 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning as they go to work on first down. From the gun, Josh Allen. He'll find his running back, Cook. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield. An even 20 yards. Impressive start to this drive.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late. This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, like, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end, and at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
They'll drop to throw. A lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. Trying to get it to Dalton Kincaid there, and it's going to be third down.
The game is there for the taking. They control their own destiny, but this brings up a really big third down here. But remember, they don't have to force it and push the ball past the sticks. Even if they come up short, they still have fourth down in their back pocket to try to extend this drive and see if they can pull out the win here late.
He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets them a first down.
And now, after that catch, they've got a chance here late, Mike. They've got enough time to try to move this thing down. I think they can win the game on this possession.
To throw once more, here's Allen. There's a throw right side. It's going to be incomplete.
All right, so this is why you get paid the big bucks. These are the possessions as a quarterback you need to deliver for your team. Everybody talks about 2 minute. Everybody drills it every single week. But when it comes down to this moment in the game, your quarterback needs to be on point. And after that first down incompletion, it just makes things that much harder.
That's taken in. Keon Coleman. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. First time they've looked his way all game long. But he comes through with the grab and a first down.
And now we're at the point of the game, Mike, where someone has to step up and make a play. That's exactly what this quarterback and his receiver did. It gives them now a fresh set of downs and a chance to go down and make this game very interesting.
Throwing again is Allen. That is caught at the 3. And the Bills are going to have first and goal, trying to finish off this drive with a touchdown. They get 14 yards and set up first and goal.
This has been a really good drive so far, but what I really like, Mike, is they're down here in the red zone and they continue to attack. Now,
and this is a touchdown. They were not going to be denied, and they have taken the lead here in the final minute of play. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
Makes the score Bills 31, Jets 27.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. On the return, here comes Wanwu. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. Breece Hall making his way back out there as the Jets are on offense again. They'll start out first down and 10. Here's Taylor. To the left side. That's caught by Mitchell.
Just a simple hitch route. Certainly nothing special there or anything downfield, but the idea is the more of those you throw and those efficient passes, the second the defense moves up to take it away, that's when you go for the big ones.
It is second down and 5. Back to throw. That's caught. It's Mitchell. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. Now the Jets going to use the first of their timeouts. The clock will stop with an even 20 seconds to go. Needing to convert here on 3rd and inches. They'll throw out of the gun. And he gets that one complete to his tight end, Taylor. Now a timeout, Jets. It'll be their second. And it comes with 15 seconds to play in the game.
As the saying goes, Mike, you need your big-time players to make big-time plays. And the moment doesn't get bigger than this. Find yourself down. A touchdown gives you a chance to win this thing in regulation. And I think they got a shot.
This offense still has the one timeout to use. 1st and 10 coming up now. He'll go right back to Taylor, who's got it again. And he's brought down, but they are out of timeouts. Now a final chance to stop it here. Timeout coming with 10 seconds remaining in the game. Here's second down. Back to the air one more time. That is incomplete, so the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it.
Every possession is so critical in these close games. The one thing you can't have here is a turnover. Really nice job making sure that ball is uncatchable, and just line up and snap it again.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. That's deep for the back of the end zone. And that is incomplete. They took the end zone shot of the final play. It's a heartbreaking finish, and this one will come to an end. So it's a win here for the Bills. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. And that was the difference in this one. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olsen and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long, everyone.